Thank you. What I meant to say was...
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Yeah, you're supposed to be in Hawaii.
I'm supposed to be in Hawaii right now.
That got called off at the last minute.
We booked it, months ago, and it was going to be my wife and her brother. They share a birthday, so it was going to be
They're twins.
birthday trip, and we got this place in Maui.
They live in your brother and his family live in California.
Yeah,
right?
got a place in Maui, and it's the same place that we'd been to before. It was a great place. It's it's a condo Airbnb that is adjacent to this large resort. And because you stay there, it's on the property, which means you have access to all of the facilities of the resort. So you go to the beach and the bar and everything.
Nice.
Beautiful, just beautiful. Hey, while we're down there, let's get us a one of those cabanas.
Sure, love a cabana.
It's expensive. It's expensive, but let's do it. Let's do it.
It's like another hotel room. That's how expensive
Yeah.
it
As a matter of fact,
is.
it's a long flight. Let's fly first class. Why don't we do that?
Be comfortable.
Book
You've
those,
earned that.
all that. So terrific. When do you leave? Sunday.
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
No, 2 days.
Day
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the days before that, and we arranged the house sitter and everything for the dogs. She stays. And yeah. Oh, it's not an Airbnb. Oh, it's on the Grand Wailea property. So you rent the condo.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's very expensive, is what the point is. So we're supposed to leave on Sunday. Wednesday, Ripley has, that's my dog, my littlest dog, has another one of her incidents.
Seizure?
She's been dealing with this for a while.
Yeah, I hesitate to call it a seizure because when you go to a vet, this is what I've learned. When you go to a vet and you say seizure, they're thinking something else. They're not necessarily thinking what you're thinking.
Okay.
Because, they've been trained in what a seizure is. I have not been, that I'm using that word, and I shouldn't use that word. But she had another one of her events, and she was halfway up the stairs and just, stiffened up, fell on her side, and then completely loosened and started to fall down the stairs. And so I'm catching her, And this led to a series of events where on Thursday, we're just terrified because she's always had a bad heart. She's got two valves. One that's too big and one that's too small. So the too big valve is pumping blood.
It's working too hard.
It's doing its thing, but the small valve is too small, and it's pumping in. And so she's always had a bad heart. She's always had a fast heartbeat. But this time it was really, really bad, and she was.
Have you seen this incident before?
Many times, yes.
The same similar thing.
Yeah, and so we've been seeing this cardiologist for years, and she's 14. So that we factored
the dog,
that
not
in.
the cardiologist.
Yeah, and so the poor thing is just breathing rapidly, and the heartbeat is through the roof, even more than usual. And so we're down at the emergency vet where the cardiologists practice, and it's not looking good.
Yeah.
We're pretty sure that this is it. So I stay home on Friday. I wasn't here on Friday. So we decide we're going to keep an eye on her through the night. We didn't sleep at all Thursday night.
Yeah.
And then we get up Friday morning. We're just like, well, we better take her in because this hasn't changed. It's still constantly. You can't live that way,
No.
So we take her to the vet or the emergency vet, and they're doing all these tests and everything, trying to figure out what the deal is. And they're just kind of stumped. And they're like, well, okay, we're comparing x-rays. We're comparing all of the EKGs and everything. And about the only thing that we can see is the only difference is there's some fluid buildup here in her lungs and in her heart. And the heart is getting so big that it's pushing against her trachea. And she can't breathe. So, we'll give her this, what's it called? Diuretic. To try to,
as we all three together,
to try to get the fluid down. So we'll try that, but we can't guarantee it's going to work or anything.
Yeah.
Well, she can't live this way. This is no way to live. Should we consider?
Is it time?
Is it time?
Yeah.
We have this conversation with Dr. Davis. I feel like every time he's on, somebody calls with this question.
And they said, well, that's a conversation that you two need to have yourselves and think about it. So we sat and talked about it, and we went, well, if she continues this way, she certainly can't live this way. So I start making phone calls. I call Sid. I call Dr. Josh.
Yeah.
So can you recommend people that will come to our home and do it? Because we decided we wanted to do it at home.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we go home Friday, and we realize we may not be able to get somebody to come on the weekend. We can't go to the trip.
No, you can't leave with all this up in the air.
We can't, yeah, all this up in the air. So cancel the trip. Oh, boy, that's a whole nother story.
I was going to say, you should probably save that for another day.
Do you lose all the money?
We lost a lot of it. We'll say that. I mean, they get to use the cabana and everything, the people that are down there. And they send us pictures, and they're having a great time. So we decide we'll just keep an eye on her. We'll figure out what's going on. And she is fine.
She's fine. She's just fine.
The moment that we get home, and I figure, well, that's because she's not at the vet anymore.
They
She
gave
got
her the
nervous anymore.
diuretic, though.
Gave her the diuretic.
Yeah.
Injection.
It worked.
It worked. And she's fine.
And that was a couple days ago.
And that was a couple of days
She's
ago.
continued
She's
to be fine.
continued to be fine. She's eating. She's peeing a lot more.
Sure.
Well,
because of the diuretic. But she seems to be fine. Hasn't had an incident
well, that's good. I mean,
since then.
it's expensive, but good.
Yeah. Oh, every time you complain about your cat, I'm just going to laugh. Just say, oh, you don't know. You have no idea.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
No,
So-
you're not. So,
She's fine,
which is good news.
which is good news. I love her dearly. I mean,
This is a hard time of life, though, because
Yeah.
you love her dearly, you don't want her to suffer,
exactly.
but you also don't want to do something premature, and it's hard to know when that right.
It's just killing me that we were having those conversations about ending her life, and now she's fine. We went in a less than 12-hour
Yeah.
period from she's dead to, oh, actually, she's fine.
Yeah.
I have whiplash.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. I just
But
Well,
if she hadn't
you
pulled
know-
out of that, it
Well,
would have been cruel to keep
exactly.
her alive.
And in a
like
way,
that.
Exactly.
you've been through it now.
yes.
You know now. You know what, and you know, and sometime in the future this will happen again.
Yes.
And I think you'll be more equipped to handle it.
Yeah. I mean, we there was no way that we were going to leave.
No.
To go on a trip with this poor thing
No,
in
no,
the city, and I couldn't do that to the house sitter either.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry you were dealing with that.
And
Carrie.
don't ever schedule another trip to Maui.
Apparently.
Don't ever do that.
Now, here's the fun part. Hawaiian Airlines, oh, they're very persnickety about you getting your money back. And,
I mean, you can have it, but only in this way.
you can have it in this form, and you can only, and it's not transferable. And, so we're looking at places that Hawaiian Airlines flies. And
Because you still need a vacation, damn
yes,
it.
yes. So maybe we're looking at Tokyo. I don't know.
That'd be cool.
We'll see. Any of that.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.